Chapter 7, Part 6. So now we're going to talk about economic anthropology, which studies economics from a comparative perspective. An economy is a system for the production, distribution, and consumption of resources. In this chapter, this lecture, we're focusing more on production and distribution and less on consumption. A mode of production is defined as a way of organizing production. And as Eric Wolf, the anthropologist, defined mode of production, he defined it as a set of social relations through which labor is deployed to wrest energy from nature by means of tools, skills, organization, and knowledge. Now, a similarity of adaptive strategies among societies tends to correspond with a similarity in the modes of production, with variations occurring according to environmental particularities and traditions. So in other words, the adaptive strategy, if groups are similar in terms of their adaptive strategy, like foraging, for example, they're going to have similar modes of production. And if there are differences, it's going to be because of the particular environments they live in and cultural traditions. So you should note this slide. It summarizes the adaptive strategy and modes of production. So we're going to talk a little bit about production in non-industrial populations. All societies divide labor according to gender and age, but the nature of these divisions varies greatly from one society to another, as in the gender division of labor in rice cultivation among the Betsilio of Madagascar, as described in your textbook. So the types of jobs that you would be assigned because of your age and sex is going to look different depending on where you lived, which cultural group you belonged to. All right, so means of production. The means of production include land, labor, technology, and capital. These are the things you need in order to produce. Land. The importance of land overall, as well as single areas of land, varies greatly by the method of production. Ties between people and land are more permanent among food producers than among foragers. Like access to land, access to labor in non-industrial societies comes through social links, like kinship, marriage, and descent. Mutual aid is one aspect of these social links in practice, mutual aid. So in other words, in an industrial society like ours, if I needed someone to help me harvest the potatoes on my farm or in my garden, I would put an ad on Craigslist. But in non-industrial societies, getting labor, accessing labor for what I need happens through the social relations that I have in the community. An example of this is the Aini in the Peruvian Andes, and Peru is highlighted in red right there on the map. Definition of the Aini: this is a practice, a cultural practice, behavior, an exchange of comparable work or goods as part of an ongoing cycle of reciprocity. So exchange of similar type of work, right? And it's ongoing, and it's a form of reciprocity. One other way to describe it is one day someone from your household helps our household, and later someone from my household helps your household, and so on and on and on. So this exchange didn't happen between two people. It didn't just happen between me and you, but between two groups of people that lived under separate roofs. So households were participants in the Aini and still are. So it was about the community rather than just two individual people. So labor is very much linked to community, to the social, as opposed to here where labor is very much individualized, right? You hire me, for example. You're not hiring my family, you're hiring just me.